All right, look, we're at that point in the season. I ain't about to play no games. Let's not waste no time. Let's get right to it. Charlie, we week 13, going on 14. Who is the MVP front runner for you?
Dak Prescott. Seriously? It's clearly Dak. Dak Prescott to me is the obvious MVP right now. You said candidate. I don't know why. MVP is the most valuable player in the league. All right, so look, we can look at the top teams, right? If we look at Miami, I'm not giving it to Tua. Nobody believes it, and I'm not giving it to a non-quarterback. I'm not doing that. Y'all can do that. I'm not doing it. Okay. And then San Francisco, who are you going to give it to? Like Frank talked about how whenever Purdy doesn't have all the stuff right, he's not a great quarterback. So am I going to give it to Deebo Samuel? And we don't even talk about running back stats. That's another day. That's ridiculous. So what I'm left with is maybe Jalen Hurts. I get it, but like if you take Jalen Hurts, that's where the V comes from, valuable. If you take Jalen Hurts off that Eagles team, they even got the tush push without him when he was out. Like the Eagles are still good. Dak Prescott, if you take him off the Cowboys, they're not averaging 40 points at home. They're not undefeated at home. The Cowboys are not steamrolling these teams the way that they are. There's no way. They can't run the ball like they usually do. They don't got the offensive line they usually do. Dak Prescott is ballooning this offense up to 40 points a game at home, and he has unlocked CeeDee Lamb where he is now one of the most dynamic weapons in the league. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know who y'all could even think of, so I'm really curious. I'm listening like everybody else.
Stop trying to make my ears bleed.
Frank, who you got?
Are you asking me who I got?
Yeah.
I know that football has passed you by recently, and so like that's why you're talking about Dak Prescott. It's been a bad year. It's a real down year for quarterbacks, and now that's why we got you back full circle on your Dak bandwagon. I just want you to know that you hopped off and you was off it when we was talking about Dak earlier this season, calling him terrible, and you agreed. Now you calling him MVP. I just want you to know what you sound like. By the way, the actual MVP, and I just want to highlight this, is the MVP does not have to be quarterback. The actual MVP of the league is Tyreek Hill. So let's call it what it is. Like you want to talk about taking somebody off a team? What do the Miami Dolphins look like without Tyreek Hill? People are calling them a Super Bowl contender. They're one of the top 3 teams in the AFC. That is all the Tyreek Hill effect. Tua is a decent quarterback, but he does not look anything like this, does not put up anywhere near these numbers without Tyreek Hill. We can see the difference. We see it's not Jalen Waddle. We see it's not their running game as good as it can be and what they're doing with the coaching staff. Tyreek Hill is the MVP. And the thing about it, I will say, is that how are you the MVP and you've beaten one winning team, and the team that was that you beat that was a winning team was 6-5, to then no longer be a winning team after you beat them? You know, I mean, that technicality there. How are you the MVP when you're putting up numbers in empty games, and in the games where you've gone up against the other, let's say, MVP caliber teams, or players like Jalen Hurts or any of the big time teams, you haven't won? What is MVP about that? And they almost lost to the Seattle Seahawks, a team that they were expected to beat by 10+ points.
Almost.
He's the MVP. He's the MVP. That's the MVP. Those are MVP performances to you?
Yeah,
Listen, it's okay for it to be a down year for quarterback play. It's okay. And look, MVP. Another thing, MVP and your splits are like when you play on grass. Like, so meaning when you don't play in Dallas, your numbers are way worse than when you do. That's the MVP? That's the MVP to you? Okay, man. I think you're going to need to repackage this and come back again another day, you know?
So first of all, both of y'all lucky Kirk got hurt. Let's start with both real MVP. Kirk was about to really tear the league in half. You understand what I'm saying?
Another almost. Okay, that's what y'all are.
That being said, man, I'm agreeing with Frank, not on his pick, but then it don't have to be a quarterback. It's a down year for quarterback. And yes, we are going to go running back, Charlie. You can say whatever you want. The Christian McCaffrey, and you know, look, hey, it is what it is. I call it like it is. He's the most valuable player in the league this year. Absolutely. He plays on the best team. He's their most valuable weapon. He does the most stuff. I'm going Christian McCaffrey. What's the problem?
I think either of them. I think Christian McCaffrey and Tyreek
Prescott is so sporadic, bro. He does this sometimes. Like, we got to stop.
No, he doesn't. He's never
The
done
bottom
this.
line
He's never
is-
done this. He's never done
The
this.
bottom
He did,
line
a couple
is-
years ago, he had a season where he was putting up yards like this.
Let's do this. This is the
games.
bottom line. 'Cause
And
we're not
points,
gonna lose
too.
too much time.
3
with this.
games.
The bottom line is Frank and I both. Frank got mad at me before because I said, man, Dak is close to being elite. He just can't throw. He's like, don't make the mistake, Neil. Don't fall for it. Remember. And I have to remember because the reality is what's going to happen when it gets to the playoffs and they're playing real teams. I don't think they can win more than one playoff game. I promise you. If they win more than one playoff game, then he can prove me wrong. That's what I'm looking for. When I'm looking for these great, Dallas is a great team. They're America's team. They got an excellent defense.
Can I ask y'all what it would take for y'all to vote for a black quarterback for MVP?
I would vote for a black quarterback. I vote for Lamar. I vote for
Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying there was Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts,
left.
And Dak Prescott.
He left.
He said no. There's not a price.
No way.
He had this disappear.
Listen, that's what it would take for me to vote for a black quarterback, a blackout. You know what I'm saying? That's what you mean.
There's Dak Prescott, who should be the MVP. Jalen Hurts is a good argument, and so is Lamar Jackson. And you'd rather take a running back. I'm not going to comment on his race. And you'd rather take a receiver.
You know what? Jalen Hurts is
here's the thing.
I be hating on the Eagles because my cousin Rick's an Eagles fan and I'm a Washington fan. It could be Hurts. I wouldn't think about him. It's not Lamar. Lamar, bro, he be getting hurt too much. I didn't like a couple of games he had this year where he threw some games away.
It's like you, Charlie. You wanted to just be a quarterback so badly. Like the teams you mentioned, like. A lot of them, like, and hold on, you try to discount Hurts yourself. Then you're saying, why couldn't we vote for Hurts? Like, you just said it. The Eagles are pretty good with or without Hurts. They're a pretty solid team. Hold on. Then let's look at Baltimore. You talking about like the reason Baltimore is one of the teams that could probably win a Super Bowl is because their defense is dominating and people aren't scoring.
And their offense is also dominating.
No, it is not. What is it dominating? Their offense is. They
have one of the most efficient offenses.
Offense is okay. Their offense has been okay, and the running game has been really good. But so now
that's Bart Lamar.
Now that makes him the MVP because
that's
he's the
Bart Lamar. What are we talking about?
What are you talking about?
Listen.
What are you talking about?
Listen,
Pick is a clown.
In any case, bottom line is your pick is Dak Prescott. My real pick is probably Jalen Hurts. I honestly I'm openly admitting I be hating on the Eagles. I be hating on the Eagles, but in real life it's probably Hurts.
Hold on, no, you need to clip that Dak EFFIN Prescott, and when he turns into Dak EFFIN Prescott again, and you need to clip it and run it on repeat for this guy. Because
he's a butterfly, man. He blossomed now.
Right there with he blossomed.
That's
what they do. This is the same guy. This is the same guy that said Carson Wentz was the top 5 quarterback in the league.
I want to end with this. My biggest work with Dak. It's just a type thing.
Are y'all both Washington Commander fans?
Yes.
I rest my case. Y'all are hating. Y'all just don't like Dak.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the bottom line. You making me listen. My bottom line. He does not throw the football well enough. It's not that he can't throw it far sometimes. It's not that he can't throw decent passes. He just doesn't have a good overall throw. If anybody doesn't understand that, I can explain it to you. But Dak had an opportunity. I'm not going to get into that right now.
Dak had an opportunity in the game last week against Seattle to put the game away.
And Prescott will look to end it in effect here. You got all kinds of contact going on. Yep, you've got Trey Brown.
He didn't. Seattle still fumbled it, but he didn't. And that's who Dak Prescott is. And that's why.
And furthermore, we'll revisit this conversation after their Sunday night showdown with the Eagles this week. So that'll be that. That being said,
I might be sick that day.
This is Talking Nachos Podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody about us.
Please.